Good evening to all my listeners. I am glad to be here again. This is Manny from Manny's Podcast Show. A few years ago, I started this endeavor, had to quit because my equipment broke, but guess what? I'm back, and I'm better than ever. I want to ask you to join me right now as we go into our first segment of the episode, which is the news of the day. I hope you enjoy.
With SRN News, I'm Jason Walker. State Department keeping the pressure up on Moscow over a Russian pipeline project in Europe that the United States staunchly opposes.
The State Department has announced sanctions on what it said was a business with Russian links involved in the Nord Stream 2 project. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says the Biden administration has now targeted 8 people and 17 vessels involved in the pipeline. Russia-controlled gas giant Gazprom owns the pipeline, which will carry Russian gas to Germany.
That is correspondent Jeremy House. 52 miners and rescue team members have died in a massive explosion in a coal mine in Siberia, some 800 feet underground, hours after a methane gas explosion and fire filled the mine with toxic fumes. Rescuers found 14 bodies, but then were forced to halt the search for 38 others. Also at srnnews.com, to call this a brazen heist might be an understatement.
A gang of thieves burst into a Nordstrom's in Los Angeles Wednesday evening, grabbing all of the expensive handbags they could before spraying a security guard with a noxious chemical and taking off. They got away with an estimated $25,000 worth of merchandise, one of a growing number of such robberies taking place in some of the country's largest cities. Rich Thomason reporting.
The European Union drug regulator has authorized Pfizer's vaccine for use on youngsters between the ages of 5 and 11. Thursday's move clearing the way for shots to be administered to millions of elementary school pupils around the new wave of infections been crossing Europe. It's the first time the European Medicines Agency has cleared a vaccine for use in children that young. This is SRN News. A Christian legal group is making a list and checking it twice.
Liberty Counsel has released its annual Naughty and Nice list, which identifies which major retailers are censoring Christmas in their holiday advertising and which ones are embracing it. Headlining the Naughty list in 2021 are the giant bookseller Barnes & Noble, Target, Walgreens, and The Gap. On the Nice list, you will find Walmart, Macy's, Lowe's, Kohl's, and, of course, Hobby Lobby. See the complete list at lc.org. Michael Harrington, SRN News.
The international community beginning to raise its voice against the persecution of Christians and other religious minorities in Iran. UN General Assembly passing a resolution expressing concern about the continued repression of Christians, Sunnis, and others who face severe treatment simply because of their beliefs. This is SRN News. President Biden wishing Americans a very happy and closer to normal Thanksgiving. It is the second Thanksgiving celebrated now in the shadow of the pandemic. The President and First Lady visited a Coast Guard station earlier in the day on Nantucket Island to extend Thanksgiving greetings to service members around the world virtually, and then to chat with Coast Guard personnel. They also released a holiday greeting to Americans in a video recorded before their trip to Nantucket for the holiday. In France, that country's president urging European neighbors to do more to stop flows of illegal migration into France after 27 people died yesterday in a sinking in the English Channel. President Emmanuel Macron says when migrants arrive on French shores with hopes of heading to Britain, it is, quote, already too late. More details at srnnews.com.
That was the news of the day. I want to thank you guys for still listening in. We are now going into our local weather of the week for the South Texas region. Here in South Texas in the next few days, we do expect a few cold days, but not as cold as we would think. For Friday, we have 61 as the high, 57 as the low. Saturday, 66 as the high, 60 as the low. Sunday on, you start to see the weather come back up and go back to the normal highs of this season. Sunday, 72 high, 60 low. Monday, 73 high, low 60. Tuesday, we see a 77 weather in the morning, in the day, and 64 in the evening. On Wednesday, you see 77 and 67 in the evening. Let's now go to our song of the week. We hope you enjoy.
Getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, baby, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on, let it resonate, accelerate. Find your inner hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate, separate and segregate. Don't celebrate quite yet, the storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate. The values of our country and our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on these streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour and troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpent.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, but chose to just neglect it. Deflected by some breaking news, oh, we just accept it. Expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. Don't question their objective, but I got a lot of questions. How these kids molested, but nobody's been arrested. Read it in the testament, these children are protected. So I'm fighting all these terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Refuse to be directed, blind, not a sheep. Only kneel to my God, so I'm dying on my feet. Silence when we speak, but there's violence in the street. I've been rolling with the punches, I can't take it on the cheek. Drink from a glass half full, I'm optimistic. People are sadistic, so vicious and malicious. Praying for assistance to overcome opposition, or I'm gonna start resisting and then I'll pray for forgiveness.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world
We are back with the podcast. I want to thank you guys for listening. As we close this segment and this podcast for today, I want to encourage you to take this word that I'm about to share with you, the Bible verse of the day, which is in Colossians 3:17. It says, "And whatever you do, whether in word or in deed, do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to the God the Father through him." I want to say thank you to everybody that listened live and who is going to listen in the future. I want to say thank you. And I want to make a shout out to the effects and the sounds that you are hearing in this podcast. Thank you very much to every person that I want to give credit to every person. So it is now time to say goodbye. See you next week.